No. Oh, this is just so much information right now.
It's overload, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to come back.
So we're back. I'm back here with Peter Coco here at Eagle Ridge. If you guys watched our last video on what causes the lower back to hurt in your golf swing, then you're probably like me who, to be honest with you, Peter, I had absolutely no idea. And a lot of you guys had a lot of questions. I had a lot of comments and messages asking for part 2. So here we are, Peter.
We gave you the swivel chair drill, which the purpose of that drill is to make you aware, be making the swing the way you've been making it, your lower body hasn't been going in harmony with your back. So swivel chair is designed to make you aware the reason you're hurting your back is you need to fix the start of your swing. And then we have 3 major drills in our program that each one of them will clarify how to make the swing.
Yep.
If you do the drill enough, you can change your habit from the old habit of pulling into the new habit of educated hands and how to push with your hands properly.
So we're gonna get into those 3 drills right now, and I promise you guys, after finishing this video, you're gonna fully understand what the first part of that video was gonna be about, and I'm not leaving until I fully understand. So let's get straight into it.
This one here, the skirting board out here on the range, what I've got is I've got a golf ball up against the board.
Yep.
And I've got a coin about a hand span back. Now, I just want you to make a swing without
ensuring that I hit the coin.
No, just make your normal backswing the way you've been doing it.
Yep, sure.
BC, before Croco.
Yep, okay. I can tell you already now, Peter, I'm not gonna hit that coin.
No, don't just do your best.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, do another one. Taking it away that way, we know in the swivel chair your hips would actually want to resist that, and that's why you've been hurting your back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what I want you to do, there's one drill before the skirting board, which is very simple. Just turn the club upside down, and this way you get good club head feel, you see?
Yeah.
So hold it in your left hand.
Yep.
And just push it into the ground. Now all I want you to do, that's pointing in the middle of your hips now. It's not up here too high.
No.
And it's not over here. It's pointing right at the center of your hips, right about 4 fingers below your navel.
Yep.
Okay? So the first thing is we want to understand how pushing will help connect your hand pressure to your hips.
Okay.
Now just push it into the ground, just push that way and feel the weight goes back to your heels. You'll feel it goes.
So I'm pulling back.
Now you're pushing, and you're not pulling back with your body, you're pushing the club into the ground.
Yeah.
And when you push it, it'll push you backwards.
Yes.
So you can feel your heels. See, it pushes you backwards,
Yep,
okay?
that's how I feel, yep.
So it's right in the middle of your body. But now, if you just happen to go a fraction off center this way, and you push into the ground, it'll turn your hip forward.
Yep.
Especially if you let your right elbow bend when you do. So instead of going straight,
Yeah.
if you push,
Yeah.
the more you push in and down, the more the shoulder rocks, the more the hip turns.
Yeah, more spine tilt.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can feel that connection between your hand pushing forward off center,
Yep.
and that's, so basically your hand,
Shaft lean?
shaft lean,
Yep, okay.
miniature impact.
Yep.
It's called a forward press when it's a little bit, and the more you bend the elbow, the better. That you hit this against the resistance, and that'll bend the elbow.
Okay. So that's the feeling you want at impact, basically.
Yeah, you want to be in there. You don't want to be there.
Pushing the club down and then a little bit forward.
Just a fraction off center, and that's what causes the pivot.
Yep, okay.
And the pivot is
yeah, I can already feel that my hips are opening as I'm doing that.
fantastic. And also what happens is it won't be happening from here, it'll be happening from the left side.
Yeah.
So when you're not pushing with your shoulder, and you're not pushing with your arm, you're not pushing with your hip or your leg, you're pushing away.
Yeah, that sensation, it really feel like I'm creating a lot of room there as well.
Clearing
it. As I'm, obviously delivering that club.
That's almost like Adam Scott's the way he comes into it. See, the hands don't move backwards or forwards unless the pivot of the body takes it when you do it properly. Yeah. So you're just pushing off center, and then the pivot transports it a little forward. It doesn't go.
No.
So there's no arm travel. It's just hands and hips.
Yep.
And shoulder tilt. Now, when you push back the left hand against this right hand resistance, as you push against the right hand resistance.
So what am I pushing, sorry?
You resist pushing
and
you push against that, you'll feel your right hip turns.
Yeah.
It wants to turn back.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's the feeling. So now that's connection. So you forward presses that way, it turns the hip that way.
Yeah.
And rocks the shoulder, then pushing back. Now the deal here is our shoulders don't tilt now, they turn. They turn.
Oh.
Turn.
Yeah.
See, a lot of golf instruction has been teaching us, because it's been based on pulling, your shoulder goes down and it hurts the back. But when you do this drill properly, see the right elbow goes down, the right shoulder rocks.
Yep.
Now watch the left shoulder. And this gets firm here, you're hitting it off your left.
Yep.
So now from here, when I push this left hand against the right hand, the first thing I'll feel is the right hip turn.
So we're going from impact position to now talking about the takeaway?
Correct.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
So you're getting less confused?
Yeah, so I was a little bit confused. I thought, yeah, obviously, you know, takeaway, backswing, downswing, and then impact, but okay, we're on the right track. Yeah.
We're in the start.
Yeah.
When you truly understand how to start something, you got the first element of control.
Yeah.
If you're out of control at the start, golf's a difficult game.
Yeah.
So quite often we can have a shaft here with no club head, and we used to poke it into the ground, and we call it the sword and the stone drill then. Little similar exercise, but most people don't have a broken shaft. So we use the club upside down.
Yeah.
And we push forward a little. You're connected, aren't you?
Yep, very connected.
Now just keep the pressure on and you'll feel the right hip moves. Now, if your left hand pushes back from the wrist, the shoulder turns level. It doesn't dip.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, just do that a couple of times for me.
Sorry, I don't quite understand that concept. Sorry.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I really understand.
Do you want me to demo it first?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So what we're saying is we want the hips to turn, the shoulders to turn, but we don't want to do it from the pivot. We want the hands are the command post. The hands move the body much better than the body can move the hands.
Okay.
So when I push into there like this, it pushes me back.
Yes.
If I push a little off center, I get the idea of the forward press, and I see my hip move, but this shoulder went down too, see?
Yeah.
This went.
Yep.
Now when I go from there, if I push back against that, this will move, and I feel like I'm corkscrewing into the ground.
Yeah.
But when I push back with this hand, because it's the shoulder, it doesn't dip down.
Yeah. Instead, it turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're driving a car and you're going down the road and you want to turn to the right, does your shoulder go this way or that way?
To the right, my shoulder goes that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so the backswing's to the right, isn't it?
Yes.
Most people are crashing their backswing. They're turning left. And
Yeah. Okay.
so if you're driving a car, it's the same thing. You don't turn the wheel this way to go that way. See?
No.
So we want to feel this. Now tell me which one is more balanced. Doing it this way, is that a better balanced body or is this a better balanced body?
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our whole motion here, this pivot is, again, like pushing is opposite to pulling. This pivot is opposite to what a lot of golf coaching is about. It's wanting to get the shoulder down.
Yeah.
We want to keep the shoulders as level as possible, a la like Ben Hogan.
Yep.
So now the swing is here instead of up here.
Right. Okay. Almost turning behind, more feeling like turning behind the.
You wind behind the ball, exactly. So when I look at it from this angle, this is just turn the club upside down.
Yep.
And when I do that, it's not a lot of arm movement, it's just a little bit, and the hand movement is because the pivot has taken it there.
Yep.
Now when I push the other way, my hands don't go for it, just the pressure moves the right hip, the pressure here moves the left shoulder,
Yeah.
and we think now that the pivot of the body runs into the arms.
Okay.
So it kind of makes it catapults the arms back. So you're not having to use your muscles in your arms.
Right, okay. You're not trying to lift it up.
Yeah, you're not trying to use your arms to swing it back.
Yeah.
It's a hands controlled pivot, and then the pivot swings it away. Bobby Jones, they used to say it was because of the hickory shaft. No, that's the best way to sling a club back. Then you get a whipping action.
Right. Okay.
Rather than today, a lot more. Most people are trying to use too much muscle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is going to engage the hands and the pivot of the body to swing the club back easily. So this is,
okay.
And everyone has a club, usually.
Yeah.
They haven't broken any.
Yeah.
If they broke them, they can push the other end in the ground.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
not.
I think I'm starting to understand now. Yes. Yeah.
So I want you to do this just initially, just so you get the concept that the hands triggering off center will move the hip forward. Then when you push this hand against this
that
one.
Way? Yep.
You're pushing backwards, this one against
then
this.
the hips will,
The hip will turn, but also when you push with this hand against this resistance, the shoulder goes that way, it doesn't go that down under.
Yeah, okay.
And that way, when you swing back, you're coiling and turning in a barrel, but you're in balance.
Yep.
And there's much less stress on your back in the process, and you wind it up from right from the ankles all the way. You're coiling against the ground from the hips. everything winds up from there. So if we look at this, when we turn up the other way, and now I've got the feel, and that's when you need, this is when the coin works.
Right, okay.
Now just leave the club stuck there until you, initially the first part of the drill is leave the club there pushing against the bell light. And just to feel that a little bit, that's all the way to impact, not that much. Go back again, just only about 20 degrees, 10 to 20. That's enough, that's a kick start. Now keep the club pushed there and just get the maximum hip turn you can this way and the maximum shoulder turn you can. There you go.
Yep, okay. That's
do
already like forcing the club to push back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay. So there is the impact, and then
do that again, but make sure your right hand goes down rather than.
Okay. Yep.
Because you got to push from the wrist, not from the arm.
Yeah. Okay. And then turn.
No, leave that stuck there.
Sorry. Yeah. So exactly what I mean. I wasn't even trying to push that back, but because I was trying to pivot.
Leave it there.
Yeah. Okay. So okay.
Little bit this way, forward press, and the right elbow bends.
Yeah. Bends. Yep.
Now just press in there and feel the right hip and the left shoulder. That's all you have to do first.
Yep. Okay.
Until that becomes automatic. Back again. Right elbow down as you push forward. No forward press.
Yep.
Now left shoulder stays up. There's no strain on your back here, see?
No. It almost feels like my trail hand doesn't have any pressure on the club. Is that okay?
It was just resisting there.
Yeah.
You push against.
Oh, yeah, right. Now I can feel it. Yep, okay.
You push against that right hand with the left hand.
Yep.
Come back again. Forward press.
Yep.
And when you get it, your other students will get it. Now just keep, when it's there, don't let this move back, don't let it move backwards at all until you feel the shoulder. So you feel the pressure here moves the shoulder.
Yep.
So it's the right hip and left shoulder. And now you feel the compression here.
Yes.
So now it's a back sling.
Yeah.
Now look at the club face. So you're not trying to keep the club face like I saw some of the other lessons like that. No, it goes to Ben Hogan's there.
Well, you don't have to really think about it because it just puts you there. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Okay, Peter. We've situated ourselves just in front of the clubhouse.
And we'll move these.
With a table here.
Most people have a square table, and make sure you're not going to get any splinters, okay?
Yep.
Do you overlap or interlock?
Overlock.
Overlap?
Yep.
Okay, so.
Overlap, sorry.
Yeah. Put your two hands together, and you don't want to push down, get your left arm straight, and push on the side, get your right arm bent. Now you're going to balance on your right foot. Good. And then you bend from the hips. Now, stand close enough so as you can push the thumb and forefinger against the table edge, you see? Then put your left foot in ball position, right foot for balance. And so what I want you to do is, I want you again, if this is in the middle and everything's square, you push, I want you to feel how you push back onto your heels.
Yep, okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now just keep the press there, but keep the weight in the balls of your feet, or in the arch of your feet, sorry.
Yep.
Now what I want you to do is I want to push the right hand against this resistance here. So when you do, you'll feel the right elbow goes in.
Yep.
Just like this.
Yeah.
With the skirting board drill. You want to feel that goes down and that rocks the shoulders. See, the shoulders now stay parallel to this edge of the table?
Yep.
So you don't come over the top?
Yep.
So now when you push against the left hand, it starts bent. The right hand's a bit flat. Now what happens is the right hand goes bent and the left hand goes towards flat.
Yes.
But pushing the left backwards and you're pushing the right forwards, and all you do is change the wrist angle.
Yep.
Just like in the swivel chair.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, so now when you do that and you push against this heavy, you'll feel the right elbow goes down, the right shoulder goes down.
Yes, correct.
The left shoulder goes up, the left hip turns. Can you feel that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now I want you to go around the table, go around the other side now.
Yep.
So as you push the right against the left hand, you'll feel the right elbow goes down. That'll pin the right elbow, upper arm against your chest.
Yes.
And it pins your right hip, stops your right hip from moving, and pins your right foot on the ground.
Yep.
So this is turning around your right foot, and your right, up to your right hip is the pivot point.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're doing this right, so...
Stand a little bit closer. Good. Now when you go push the other way, you'll feel that if you push, the right arm will go straight. When you go back this way, the right hip will turn.
Yeah.
So your hand pressure is moving your pivot of your hips.
And then when I push again, it comes back.
Yes. If you go all the way, you go to impact, you see?
Yeah.
See?
Well, you're really like, I'm really getting down.
Yeah, well, that's where all the good players are. Bad players are up here.
Yeah.
So you're building the impact zone. If you go all the way, you really can feel a deep impact,
yeah.
which will then allow you to push down.
So this is how you should feel that impact right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Oh. Wow, now I'm having the opposite problem.
I know.
Because I'm not used to being in that position, I think.
Oh, yeah, don't overdo it. Go around the table.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's not, if you go all the way, you get to impact, but
yeah.
You young guys will probably want to do that, but just a little bit. Now when I push the other way, see the body goes that far, and now if I push the left hand against the right hand, now that I wind up the trunk of the body, the hand winds this part. So the first part of the swing with the table edges, I coil the base. I'm winding up the base, so I got the power of the base.
Yep.
The next thing is I wind up the chest. So that I spring load the arms, and now I move this, and I can wind up the chest.
Yeah, okay.
And now I've got a backswing, not an upswing, and definitely not an inswing, and definitely not a forward swing.
So this will just naturally get you on the right plane.
Exactly. So when I step away from that, whether I do the upside down club again and just get the feeling of that, the whole idea of this is not to overstress, just to do it easy. Let the arms, everything relaxed.
Yep.
Soft hands, soft arms, steady head, turning in a barrel.
Okay, yeah, all right. Let me just do a few more of this and then I'll do it with the club. Impact.
Yeah, we don't go to impact, just go to forward press.
Okay, forward
That's
press,
enough.
yep.
Yeah.
And then...
Now, when the hip goes, the shoulder goes. Come back again. Forward press.
Forward press, yep.
Now, when the right hip goes, the left shoulder goes with it. So you're pushing.
Sorry, I'm just, wait.
Just this hand alone. Just put that hand, forget that one.
Yeah.
Put the other one behind your back.
So forward, shaft lean. Yep.
Yeah, forward press just a little bit. Now when you push the wrist, keep the arm.
Where am I pushing? Am I pushing this like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Shoulder, get the shoulder moves.
Oh, okay.
Not down.
Yeah.
It stays up. This shoulder's got to stay low.
Yeah, okay.
It's the opposite of what a lot of people are trying to do, to keep the arm straight. So would you say how's that for balance?
That feels very square and I feel very balanced, yeah.
Yeah. It's different, but it's balanced, isn't it?
Yeah.
And no strain here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, nothing. Yeah, nothing. So can I just do it with the club because I just want to make sure that it's...
Don't get in the arm run away. Just let the pivot run into the arms.
Little shaft lean.
Yeah, now pivot, leave the club there and just let the pivot, get the shoulder. See, this is much better balance than this.
Yeah. So are we not already at 45-degree angle at when we were swinging a golf ball, like 60 degrees?
We've got a pretty good angle.
Yeah.
But what happens is also this shoulder, they're not at right angles to the spine.
Yeah.
This one's high and this one's low.
Yeah.
So it's not just the shoulders here, because the shoulder movement's up and down. So when you set up, you want this shoulder blade to be a little bit up, and so it's stretched, and you want this one to be a little down, compressed. So now you're in a power position. See?
Right. Okay. Yep.
So I'd address this shoulder's a little higher, this one's a little lower.
So slight shaft lean, and then
feel a hip turn the left shoulder. There you go. That's it. Now just let the club swing back. Hinge. Yeah. Let's do that again. Keep your eyes.
Slight impact by pushing the club down, which forces...
No, just push it.
Oh,
you're just going, again, like in the swivel chair, you're going sideways.
Yes, okay.
It doesn't take much to pivot the hip and then just, there you go. See, now just let it just goes, you don't have to do anything much. It just, the weight of the club just swings.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That's a back swing
Okay.
rather than a back lift.
Yeah.
It's not a back move, it's a sling back. It's a back sling. You sling it back. Yeah,
Was that it?
it's close. If you were my student here on a regular basis, I'd give you a pivot drill independent of the arm movement.
Yeah. Okay.
So that you pivot. You've been doing this for how long? Yeah, forever.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
So the way we pivot, or believe the pivot is, it's if I'm set up here, when I turn, I don't go this way.
Yeah.
I turn in a barrel, and I feel like if I was going to throw a shot put, I wouldn't do this.
No.
I would be there.
Yeah.
If I was going to throw a discus,
Yeah.
I'd be here. I wouldn't be here.
No.
If I was going to throw a javelin, I wouldn't.
Yeah. No.
So golf is throwing, but you put yourself in the same position as you would for those other athletic moves, but instead of throwing up, you're throwing down away, but your body's in the same position.
Right.
It's got to be in the most balanced and athletic coil position where you coil but without overstraining any particular joints.
Yeah.
They work in harmony. See, there's the start, no stress. Now, golf, you bend from the hip,
Yeah.
you unlock your knee, and then you tilt, but now you compress. There's the actual address position. The right side's compressed left. Now when I forward press, now when I turn back, see the hip transports everything to there. See, now I don't go down.
No.
Now I just keep going around. See, that's balance. So you're never trying to turn your shoulders.
Yeah.
In our way of doing it. It's a hands and hips game, and the swinging club, after it gets going, the swinging club stretches you. And that's why you get, like a bow and arrow, you're getting it,
Right,
it's
okay.
getting the muscle stretched rather than muscle tightening.
Yeah. So it's not like, so my concept of the backswing was always that, you know, the arms move and then you set it with the wrist. But it's the hips that forces everything
Yeah,
to work.
the hips transport the shoulders, and then that centrifugal force it generates.
Yeah.
See, when I move that, if I just move that away, watch what happens to the stick.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So if I was to do this, when I forward press takeaway, that was energy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That energy in the club is what winds me up.
Okay.
I don't have to wind anymore.
Yeah.
I just have to get started, and it's a back sling, and then the swinging club does the rest for me.
Yes. Okay.
You ever heard the subject, let the club head do the work?
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. I think for everyone watching right now, I think that was probably the perfect analogy right there. Being able to not use your arms or wrists, but your hips to be able to fling the club like that.
Hands are the key that turned on the rotor motor
Yeah.
and the pivot of the shoulder. So you got a motor here,
Yeah.
you got an axle, your spine, the hub of the wheel is sort of here,
Yeah.
the arms are spokes in the wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
And the wheel's on an incline. But these drills are all to train you so that you connect, so your hands connect to your hips.
Yeah.
So it's not arms and shoulders, it's hands and hips. And that action not only winds you up, it puts you in a stable position. So,
Gotcha.
and you're right there, you're not swaying off the ball. You don't have to transfer weight. The weight,
Yeah.
the club moves you.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. A little bonus content for you all.
Yeah, look, this is a little story. Like, stories are always interesting, but you ever heard of King Arthur and the round table, King Arthur?
I know King Arthur, but not about the round table.
Well, King Arthur became king. He was, I think, a 16-year-old boy, and the deal was there was a sword stuck in a stone. The deal was that the knight that could pull the sword out of the stone would become the king.
Yep. Okay.
None of them could do it. They were all trying to pull it. They were the strongest guys, and along comes King Arthur. He was
Arthur
just
at the time.
Arthur at the time, yeah. And he's looking there, and he says, "What's going on?" He said, "Well, we can't take the sword out of the stone, so we're not going to have a king." He says, "Well, let me have a try."
Yep.
They said, "Well, have a try." So just imagine this is a sword, okay?
Yeah.
And it's stuck. We'll put it in the ground like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's stuck in the ground,
Yeah.
okay? None of these muscly guys could pull it out. So what happens is King Arthur, he gets there, instead of pulling the sword out, he pushes on it, and he pushes on it, and he pushes on it, and he pushes, out it came.
So
The sword-
everyone was trying to pull it out, but then
He used
Arthur was trying to push it.
he used the power of the pivot. And in golf, and I pivot, can you see there's a little bit of a spring load in that?
Yeah. Yeah.
When I go this way, I got another spring load.
Yeah.
So it's like a catapult. So King Arthur, that's he pulled the sword out of the stone. That's my story anyway.
Wow, very interesting.
That's
Okay.
that's what I thought he must have done because I wasn't.
That
back
concept makes perfect sense as to what we're doing here.
there. Yeah, you don't have to, when you use the hands and hips together, you have amazing power
Yeah.
and you have coordination.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. I can completely understand what you were trying to do with the swivel chair. And I hope you guys too as well. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments and Peter and I will try my best to try and answer them for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was definitely an eye-opener and that definitely closed the book for that
For the start.
first video. Yeah.
Yeah, when you know how to start, change and stop what you're doing, then you can do it on automatic through the drills. The skill and the thrill is in the drill.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Peter, for your time today and inviting me again. I'm coming back for another lesson, so stay tuned for that as well. And
Yep.
make sure you check out Peter's system, which is Peter Croker system, where he has tons of drills, try and help you play your best game.
Yeah, it's called the Croker Golf System. Okay,
Happy golfing. I'll see you guys in the next video.
and we'll see you down here at Eagle Ridge.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Alright guys, I just want to give a huge shout out to Eagle Ridge Golf Club for making all of these videos happen, and thank you, Melanie.
Our pleasure.
Melanie is basically the face of Eagle Ridge. She's the complete operator of the club. No, but the club has been able to.
Oh, we've got loads
they've
of
supported
amazing
me a
stuff.
lot to get all the content out. So I just wanted to give you a big
It's
shout
our
out.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Like
Thank
you're
you.
doing so much good stuff for golf.
Thanks.
Yeah, keep going.